Hello, Geminis. It is Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology, and I'm here with you guys today with your new moon in Cancer Oracle and Tarot card reading. And you guys, I know, it's a day late. Today is July 21st, and these energies are going to be with us until about August 18th when we have our next new moon. That will be in Leo. The sun enters Leo tomorrow on the 22nd. So that is, I just think it's gonna be a lot of really potent energy. All right, let's just talk about that. This is, like I said, for Geminis, for my sun, moon, and rising signs. If you guys don't know much about your other placements in your chart, I have a link down in the description box so you guys can just enter your birth information and generate your own chart and start to dig into that a little bit more so that you know what readings could potentially resonate with you. It's a general collective reading, so don't force it, okay? Also, information available in the description box below is a link to my website where you can book readings with me, Astrology Tarot, or a combination of the two. And I am also at this time offering tarot lessons. So if that's something you guys want to get into, hit me up. All the information is below. So, ooh, that's not the card I thought it was. Interesting. So I thought it was, I'm starting off with the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck with you guys, all right? And I'm just kind of looking at where attention needs to be drawn. Let me talk about what card I thought it was, what card it actually is, and then I'll tell you the channel message that came in. This popped out, and just without looking directly at it, I thought it was the card of love, which is, you know, I associate with the lovers in the tarot, which is Gemini. But it's diligence. That's something very different, isn't it? Diligence. Here's the image that I saw when I was getting ready to start recording your message. I saw an image of a bubble pop, like a bubble on the surface of water. Maybe, okay? And to me, what that represents is not just something coming to a climax, but specifically they're showing me a bubble, you know, like when you're boiling a pot of water and those little teeny tiny bubbles start to rise up from the bottom, right? So it's air within water. Gemini, your Mercury rolled, and Mercury just had its retrograde through Cancer. It is still in the sign of Cancer. Venus is still in Gemini until the 8th. So it makes sense if love is on your mind. Obviously, it's on mine because that's what I thought this card was about. But I specifically believe that what's happening is that there's something percolating, like literally like thoughts that have to rise up through the water, aka your emotions, right? And it's like it finally reached the surface and like burst free. All right, whatever that means to you. That's the vibe that I get, all right? But I feel like this diligence definitely has something to do with it because this bird is like at the top of the sky. I kind of want to get one or two more cards. I love that one. Enlightenment. That's what happens when the bubble reaches the surface. And enlightenment about what, Spirit? What would you like to share with us about Gemini? Fulfillment. Okay, great. So what it is that makes you happy? What do you need moving forward? And that's beautiful because this is the second of 2 Cancer new moons. And if by now you have not started some sort of self-care practice or self-improvement project, then you're just kind of missing the whole energy, right? Because the Cancer new moon is about starting new things, but it's really about things that nourish you. And I feel like you guys needed that Mercury retrograde and that Venus retrograde in Gemini in order to come to some conclusions. Because this moon here has to do with that Cancer energy. Also, you guys, it's reminding me of the fact that this peach, pardon my dirty nails, I was gardening, that this peach is related to the sacral chakra. And that has, to me, represents emotional memories. So it's almost like you guys had to get a new perspective on some old emotional memories. And then boom, I love this enlightenment card. Okay? I love it. I love it. But diligence, it required diligence. To me, what that means is all those times when I was saying, hey, air signs, maybe get out of your head and feel your feelings a little bit. I think you listened. That's beautiful. Because that's not easy to do. I'm a Gemini moon. And so to look at my feelings by using my actual feelings is difficult because it's so much easier to look at them intellectually. Okay, so we got Morgan Greer in the house. I already gave her a little smudge, but I feel like she wants another. And with this deck, I'm going to take a peek at just kind of what's playing out over the course of the next 4 weeks or so. Emperor on the bottom of this deck. To me, that means that you guys are, whatever enlightenment has come to you is really allowing you guys to like step up and take control of something that you were not previously in control of. But I think it has to do with ownership, right? Let me explain. The fact that your triggers are your triggers. You can't constantly blame somebody else for the way that they treat you. If you don't know how to, if you're not communicating boundaries, right? So it's almost like that bubble made its way up through the emotions. It was like, boom, oh, I just have to speak my boundaries. And now with that information, in fact, the Emperor is all about boundaries. With that information, God, I love this that's coming through. Now that you're able to make those boundaries, it actually, oh my gosh, I was just explaining this to a friend yesterday. Let's do that. Here's what happens is like, if you put up weak boundaries or you're not very good at establishing and maintaining boundaries, and there's no judgment in this because that's a huge thing that I've been learning throughout the course of my lifetime. If you don't put up strong boundaries, what happens is you're constantly on the defensive, right? Because the other party will continue to advance into this territory that they may not even understand is a violation of your boundaries. So you're constantly having up some sort of defense. Whereas if you can put up a strong defense at the beginning and say, hey, this is a line that cannot be crossed with me. And then if it gets crossed, you walk away. You don't have to spend all that time defending yourself, which is a inner masculine task. You can begin to be in this safe emotional space, and that's where you feel safe being receptive. Okay? I'm gonna be right back. All right, I had to get my music on. And here we go. What I love about this, let me get one more card out, you guys, because I've got another Queen on the table, the Queen of Pentacles, which is yet another receptive energy. The Hierophant reversed. I really feel like at this moment of enlightenment, like light bulbs were going off like crazy. This completely had you took an old belief system and flipped it on its head. And I feel like it has a lot to do with your self-worth. There may be some Taurus energy involved. Maybe you have Taurus in your chart. Maybe it's a message for me because I am a Taurus sun. For us. All right. But this Hierophant reversed is about some sort of, I know I want to say the word dogma that you adhered to for a very, very, very long time. And it may just be something that was passed on to you by, I want to say, a social group or an institution, somewhere where you felt like you wanted to belong, so to speak. I don't know if that's the right language. It could also just be like a particular philosophy. But this really has to do with belief systems and taking what it was that you previously believed and flipping it on your head. And that's beautiful because, like I said, it's just all about what fulfills you, Gemini. And then we have more orange. Oh God, that's gorgeous. Orange sacral chakra energy. I've been talking about the sacral chakra like crazy on TikTok, and I haven't even scratched the surface because we got to talk about, well, there's a lot of things to say about this, okay? But like I said before, it is the chakra that stores emotional memories And I feel like there was some sort of emotional memory in the past that led you into a certain belief system that in turn led to the set of behaviors that you would present specifically, probably in the context of relationships, okay? All right, best way to move through this. You are being advised. Stop it. This is crazy, you guys. I gotta stop and slow down. You are being advised to make sure that you stay in that place where you are listening to your heart. I don't know if I held them up for you guys, but I showed you that we have these two queens, and actually the way that they're sitting, the way that they're facing me, each one is facing outward. So their backs are to each other. And then do you want to know what came out? They're kings, but reversed. Okay? So what is this talking about? Okay. It almost seems too obvious for this to be a two suitors love situation. But it really potentially could be. All right. There is an energy, somebody who seems to, how do I say this? It could be the same energy. It could be two different people in your life, or two, just two different aspects of the same person, because I believe that these are both aspects of you, Gemini. You are the twins. Okay. By the way, this could also be divorce. This could be leaving a long-term relationship, and maybe that happened because something came to the surface. So this realization, now that you've come into, you know what? I'm so much more Queen of Cups than I thought I was. And I'm so much more Queen of Pentacles. In other words, I'm sensitive and I'm valuable. I know my worth. And what you're beginning to realize is whoever you're dealing with, it's not that they didn't see it. It's almost that you're right. They saw that you didn't see how much emotion you have to give. And they saw that you didn't see how valuable you are. Okay? This could be an employer. It could be a parent. It could be a relationship. But with somebody you're in some sort of contract, compact, covenant, agreement with, even if it's just, like I said before, a philosophy or a set of beliefs. This person saw your value, but they saw that you didn't see your value. And I feel like that might have been a revelation that came through. If not, I feel like that could be a revelation that is coming through to you guys in the next, like I said, the next 4 weeks or so as this unfolds. All right. We got a couple more. Let's see what this sequence says. Wow. Dang. All right. This is a very heavy energy. This king, these two inverted kings definitely represent an energy that was very oppressive. It was very stressful. It made you doubt yourself. I've never seen this before, but I'm pretty sure Ten of Swords reverse and Hermit reverse is a gaslighter. Yes, yes, yes. They said everything they need to say so that when you go and check in with yourself later at the end of the day, and you're like, you know what? I think that was really rude what they did to me. They've already planted the seed for your other voice to be like, nah, just excuse it. Just forgive it. All right. But this person did not respect your independence and autonomy in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And it doesn't matter if you personally identify as masculine, feminine, or non-binary, because it is about the perceiver and the perceived, right? Who's looking and then who's being viewed. This king energy, no good. I don't like it. But I think that realization came to the surface. For some of you guys, I'm going to be real. Geminis will find the tea. For some of you guys, you really had to push through to find, I don't know, like some evidence. Or at least to get to that point where you really believed your intuition enough to say, you know what, this is not good for me. And you block this energy. And that's probably the best thing that you could do. All right, Gemini, I really, really hope that was helpful for you. I'm sending you lots of love. Hit me up with the information below if you need a personal, and I will talk to you guys soon.